Hello, everyone. We already have one person in attendance. Five. Okay. On time, punctual. Hello, everyone. Let's talk in the chat. So it is 2 minutes in. We're going to give it about 4 more minutes to let everyone join. But in the meantime, in the chat, put, where you're watching from. I'm currently in LA, so it's 5 o'clock. Well, me and Derria, we're both in LA, so it's 5 o'clock where we are. So yeah, in the chat, let's say hey to each other before we start. Boston. Oh wow, cool.
Boston.
Long Beach. Okay. Atlanta. Oh, hey, New York. Cool. Maybe Atlanta. Chicago.
Nice. Everybody's from everywhere. This is so cool.
Yes. Oh, so how's everyone's day? Y'all go to work? Had like a chill day. What was the day like? Greensboro, Aggie Pride. Don't know if you got an ANC or not, but
They're probably familiar.
Right.
Well, I didn't have to go to work today because of the fires. So
Is it cold in Boston yet? Ashley? In Chicago, rocks? Is it cold yet? Okay. I had a pretty chill day. I kind of cleaned, did stuff like that. Okay, so we'll give it about 1 more minute before we begin.
oh man. Oh gosh.
Not ready
At all.
I'm gonna get
I know it's no joke. I don't want to know. I'm from Buffalo, New York. I already know what snow is about. Snow gets up to your hips, and you still go to school and work. Mm-hmm. But that's why I'm in LA right now.
The show does not stop.
Yeah.
I've actually never been a Boston. It's supposed to snow on Thursday.
Oh gosh.
Ooh, Lordy.
I'm fine. You can like depending on where you like are, you can smell it. It just smells like a barbecue. But I noticed that I had been getting headaches for the last couple of days and like sneezing like real crazy, but the air quality is already not bad. I mean, it's terrible here. Like it's just really bad. So It doesn't help. There's stuff flying around in the air. So, but other than that, I'm fine.
So where do you say you're from? Do you say you're from Charlotte or New York? I know you're from New York.
So I am from Charlotte. I say I'm from Charlotte because I get so much slack from my friends about me saying that I'm from Buffalo. I was born in Buffalo and I lived there until I was 8. And then my mom moved us to Charlotte. So Charlotte is home. I went to school there. So yeah, it's Charlotte's home. My hometown is Buffalo.
Right, yeah. And just so you guys know, that's how me and Derria met. We are both from Charlotte. So, follow us up, 704. But yeah, we met in Charlotte, and we actually, because I blog too, or like I was really into blogging when I was in Charlotte, fashion blogging. So we actually like collabed on some things, did like a YouTube video haul. You remember that?
It's so cool.
Yeah. And so I couldn't think of the like more perfect person to talk about content creating because she's been doing it for a good minute and she's really good at what she does. So we will start. It is 7 minutes after, so let's just begin. Hey everyone, I'm Tasha. If you aren't familiar with me, creator of Black Girls in Media, and I am in Los Angeles. I'm Charlotte, like I said. Um, this media mogul, I guess, into public relations, into blogging, fashion, all that, and that's how I created Black Girls in Media. And I want to introduce us or everyone to Derria Underwood. So Derria is from, like we said, Charlotte. She is currently living in LA as well. So we are both holding it down. She is a stylist and content creator. Half of Frugal Shopaholics, which is a fashion and beauty blog, and she really focuses on helping people, find fashion, but you don't have to like break the bank while doing it. So she really teaches you like how to find the deals and really dig in there and still look cute. Um, so yeah, and then she also is the founder of What Would Derria Wear, which is it's a blog, right? Another blog of yours.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then just her overall brand is What Would Derria Wear, and she is a social blogger and she's very successful with it, coming in almost 30,000 followers on Instagram. And I'm sure she'll tell you more about her, but I just wanted to, you know, serve her well and introduce her to you all. And she has taken the time out of her day to really share some of her like most precious gems when creating her brand. So everyone, get your pens and paper out. I need to reach for mine so we can get to learning. And without further ado, everyone, here's Derria.
Hey guys. I'm so nervous because this is my first like webinar. So hello. Um yeah, like Tasha said, I've been blogging for 6 years, seriously for 3. So that tells you a lot. I've been blogging since before blogging was a huge thing. But I really wasn't serious about it. And within the last few years, I just figured like I like to do this. So I should be serious about it. Outside of that, I style and I personal shop, and I've been doing that for a while too. I think that's more around like 7 years, but I've been published 4 times, so that's cool. Um, but yeah, like within the last 3 years, I've been super like intentional about learning more about my craft, learning more about social media, and to me, it's important to help others. I think that's why I was put on this earth, to help others. Like, don't withhold information. Like, we can all win. So that's why I'm here, and I'm super excited for tonight, and so I can drop some gems on y'all. So, is it time? Is it time for me to share my screen?
Yes, it's time. We can launch the poll while you're bringing that up in the meantime if you want.
All right, cool.
Okay, cool. So we are going to launch a poll, everyone. If you could just vote, this will give us an idea of who you are and what kind of advice and tips you're looking to gain today. So here is the poll. Just will give you a bit of time to vote. Okay, cool. So it looks like mostly everyone has joined. So the question is, who are you? Are you a content creator? Are you a business owner? Are you both? And then other? So if you voted, I'll launch the votes. So if you voted other, feel free to let us in the chat. Let us know in the chat below where you fit into this category. Are you looking to get into content creating? Are you kind of like stuck right now? Yeah, let us know in the chat. Well, let's see. A student. Okay, Armani. Hi. Thanks for joining. Okay, a student. Are you trying to get into content creating while you're a student at the same time, or do you want to? Are you learning for future reference? Write a student without also want to begin the exploring content. You're a student who wants to get into content creating and want to get your graphic design grad, gotten my feet wet, and looking for this more seriously. I would like to be a content creator, but out of fear, I haven't started yet. A full-time adoption social worker. Okay, so we will definitely, Derria will help you get out of that fear today. Um,
Gotta do it.
yes, I work for a radio station, but I'm trying to get into creative content. Okay, great. All right. So I guess 50% said they're already a content creator. 40% said both business owner and content creator, and 25% said other. So you can keep reading the comments if you like, Daria. I am going to mute myself and get
Oh gosh, all right.
started.
All right. So welcome, welcome, welcome everybody. I'm super excited again. So welcome to Branding 101, How to Brand Yourself as a Content Creator. I'm Derria Underwood. So we've gone through this whole spiel of what I do and who I am. So we'll move on. So the agenda for tonight, did the introduction. We'll talk about what personal branding is, why you should brand yourself, how to brand yourself, and then we'll talk about some examples of personal branding, and then some tools that you can use to help with your branding. And then we'll, if you do have questions throughout the presentation, definitely feel free to ask. But at the end, we'll do a question and answer as well. So, what is personal branding? Personal branding is a combination of how you present or market yourself through various channels of communication. So, in short, basically, it's creating a name or reputation for yourself or your business or brand. So, why? Why is it important to create a personal brand? Branding is what people see. Like that's the first, like just like when you meet somebody, the first is maybe their teeth or whatever, like it's, or what you're wearing. Like that's your personal brand on social media is like what people see at first. And so when they see your website, your blog, whatever it is, having consistent and uniform personal branding will leave a lasting impression on your audience or clients. So I know a few of you said that you kind of have a fear of starting, but you should go ahead and start. Like, just start. Like, don't wait until things are perfect because you'll be waiting forever. And you definitely don't want to be in that space where you're like, man, I should have started last year, should have started last week. Just start. Just start. So yeah, focus. Stop and focus on what you like and what you don't like when you're creating your personal brand. I think those are things that you should base it off. Only you can determine your personal brand. I think that it's important to like look at other people's websites, their Instagram pages, look at those things and see what you like and what you don't like. Not to go and copy, I'm not saying copy, I'm saying like getting inspiration from others. Because honestly, you kind of learn like, oh man, I like how she kind of has a consistent schedule. Okay, that's cool. Maybe I can maneuver doing Tuesdays and Thursdays, or whenever my audience is, really, using social media, or when my readers are on my website or whatnot. But I think it's important to get some type of inspiration, when you're looking at other people's brands or websites or whatnot, it kind of gives you some direction, like what to focus on next. Like, should I focus on my logo? Should I focus on templates for my Instagram stories. Like it just kind of helps guide you. And gives you an idea of what you want your personal brand to reflect or look like. But if you already know those things, that's already half the battle. And it's really important to like kind of get that part done, like figuring out what you like and what you don't like. And then of course, most of when it comes to social media, it's important to be consistent, have consistency, and it should be a top priority for everybody, for any business, brand, blog, Instagram, whatever. You need to be consistent. Once you've figured out the direction of your personal brand, you'll need to be consistent throughout the content that you create. That goes for Instagram stories, posts, blog posts, Instagram TV, YouTube, website, your fonts, your colors, your themes, they should be consistent. Be as consistent as possible. I know sometimes that's something that kind of holds people back. I have a lot of my blogger friends who like they want their feed to look a certain way and they won't post. But in this day and age, you have to be posting something. So don't be so gung-ho on it that it keeps you from posting at all. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying like definitely do as best as you can when it comes to being consistent with your fonts, your themes, and things like that. Because brands definitely pay attention to the details. I've heard it. It's so weird. Like those little things that you don't think people pay attention to, they actually do. So the next thing, and this was one of my tips that I said in our promo video, was to be genuine, be yourself. People can tell when you're not being yourself or you're being, like you're pretending to be somebody else, somebody that you're not. Just don't do it. You don't want to be that person. I'm telling you, you don't. It's just, I'm telling you, I feel like a lot of people relate to me and other content creators because we're ourselves. Like I'll post myself in my little head wrap. I did that, Saturday or Sunday. I don't care, and some people don't want to do that, and that's totally fine. I'm just saying, like, be yourself. Don't just, because if your friends know that too. They know who you are. So don't pump fake for the gram and for social media. Just be genuine, share your story. I think people really relate to that when they can tell that you're a real person, because we're already going through things where people are like, Instagram is not real, but make it as real as you can for your audience at least. So yes, be genuine. Tell a story. So your graphics, fonts, images should tell a story. And that all comes back to like content planning per se, like knowing what you want to put out into the atmosphere. Like, oh, this week I want to talk about, how to diversify your content, or no, sorry, how do I want, man, I'm drawing a blank. So like, say you want somebody to make sure their wardrobe is good for fall, and you're talking about that. So you want your imagery and things that you post online to be like planned out, and you want the templates or whatever that you use for your Instagram stories to be consistent, and things like that. So just making sure you're creating the right imagery and everything kind of goes in line with what you'll be presenting. And of course, try and be consistent as possible. Is somebody asking a question? So I'm gonna get to that. I'm gonna share a few apps actually. Um, Sorry, guys. So the next thing is to diversify your content. Instagram is cool. Instagram posts are cool, but there is a huge value in video content. Not only does it keep people on your page longer, it keeps people on the app longer, and that's important too when it when it comes down to how you rank on Instagram and how often people see your content. Instagram is obviously Instagram is super weird right now. The algorithm changes. They're changing how content is being fed to your audience. So when you create content that keeps people on the app longer, whether it be your Instagram stories, because you got tons of stuff that you posted, or videos, then they're like, oh shoot, they're kind of helping us out. They have people on this app. They're using our app instead of going to Snapchat or Pinterest or whatever. So you definitely want to not only do Instagram posts, create an Instagram TV. Like maybe YouTube is not for you yet. I feel like Instagram TV is a good alternative because I think you have to do over a minute. I think it has to be over a minute. But you know, it's there. People can go back to it later. And then you can do previews on your actual feed so people can get a taste of it. And then if they want to watch the rest, they can do that. So, I mean, I just feel like in addition to Instagram posts, you have to have something else. Like if it's not, if you don't go ahead and create the Instagram TV with your Instagram, you can go ahead and get into YouTube. You need to be into Pinterest. Facebook, yes, yeah, but you know, like you just have to be creating other things, some visuals, something. Um, Perfect. Thank you, Tasha. So videos, pictures, blog posts, vlogs, those are really good. I know a lot of people like just going around with you when you're doing stuff. So let people in. I feel like that's another thing that we some content creators kind of lack, where you don't really want people to see every single thing, which is fine. I'm not saying like share every step of the way, but people relate more when they can see the behind the scenes. If you're a stylist, oh shoot, I got a shoot tomorrow. Maybe I can get some behind the scene images or some behind the scenes video of like me putting the looks together on the rack, and this is how I do this. This is what the model's wearing. Oh, this is how I work with the makeup artist to make sure that the makeup and the clothing is cohesive. You know, like they want to see what's going on. How can I relate to you? Like, oh man, I really want to be a stylist. How do I know like this is what I want to do? Maybe that'll tell somebody, oh, I don't really want to do that. Or, oh my God, it looks so fun. Like I want to do this. How do I get into it? You know? So definitely making your content very diverse, not just Instagram posts. So that's key. Okay. Yeah, so everybody does Instagram, that's for sure. That's for sure. Okay, cool. So collaboration over competition. This is something that I like say in my head all the time because I like to collaborate with other people. I'm a people person in general, so I think that helps. But it's important to build relationships with other content creators or other people in your niche. And you need to build your tribe or community around you, because your friends are not always going to know or understand the challenges that you have when it comes to this. Honestly, and I mean, of course, you can vent to them about it, but they're going to be like, okay, girl, it's just Instagram. And, you know, it is what it is. But I feel like I have done way better when I had friends that are in the industry that I'm in now. Like, and so I was very intentional about like stepping outside of myself, because even though I'm a people person, I'm very private. But I was like, Derria, you've moved somewhere that you don't know many people. You're gonna have to you're gonna have to open up and really get to know people and exchange information and collaborate with other people. Even like what Tasha said, like that was probably like one of the stepping stones to me, like collaborating with people. Honestly, she reached out. She was like, "Let's do an Instagram. I mean, a YouTube video." And I'm like, "Okay." I don't even think I had a YouTube yet. So yeah, that was my intro to a lot of things. So you never know what a collaboration can do for your brand. Not only does it get you new people to your audience, but it also gives you a little push, like, oh shoot, I should start me a little YouTube channel. So yeah, it's very, very important to connect with others. You're gonna have to do it. So if you don't want to, I don't know if this is for you. You got to connect with other people. You have to. And then a key to that whole collaboration over you got to stop competing with people. You have to. I literally did. I asked a question on my Insta stories the other day, like, when it comes to, what did I say? When it comes to women of color, do you feel like there's an underlying competition between us? Like we're always competing with each other. So that was a whole conversation. But it happens. And I feel like sometimes we do it and we don't even know, you know what I'm saying? So it's just important to collaborate. And I feel like that kind of just pushes that negativity out. So another thing to focus on is that you post often. So I know some people don't post a lot. They just post when they have the content or whatever, and that's cool. But in order to rank really well on apps like, well, really any of these social media apps, you have to post often. Like Pinterest, you have to do I'm hearing that you have to do like 25 to 30 pins. And not saying that you have to have your own pins, like you repin things, like that is the type of consistency that you have to have on certain apps. But like Instagram, I think it's important to use planners, calendars to plan out your content ahead of time. I think that's the easiest way to do it. When you plan out ahead of time, then it's not as hard. But when you're trying to like on the fly scramble and try and put something together, then it's like it causes anxiety. I know it gives me anxiety. So I kind of like already know. I have my captions written out in my notes. I use my calendar to write out like, okay, I want to post this on Tuesday and Thursday, this on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Especially, if your goal is to get clients and readers or customers to your content, like you have to post often so that people know you're there, you're around, you're doing things. Because if you want somebody to book your one-on-one and you're not posting it, how do they know you got a one-on-one session? How would they know that? So it's important to post often. All right. So in addition to what I was talking about, collaboration over competition, you have to embrace networking. Like I mentioned, when I first moved here, I don't ever really attended events that were like influencer related, but I had to literally say like, all right, I'm kind of shy. I'm kind of shy. I've had to break out of it, but I'm kind of shy. And so like I was invited to events and I would go by myself because I didn't have any friends out here yet. And I was just like, oh my God, this is a lot. But it forced me to literally talk to people that I normally wouldn't talk to. And I've built friendships from there. I think it's important to attend events by yourself. Like you should do it. You should go on dates by yourself too. Like just do things by yourself so that like it really pushes you out of your comfort zone. I've met some really, really dope people at events. And then in turn, that created opportunities for me. Like, for example, I went to, I think it was like a bar that had redid their menu and they changed the decor. And so I had invited my friend, we went, but we just, they were like, oh, go sit over there. And so we sat next to another content creator and we introduced ourselves. Cool, we chatted up the whole night. Nice. Last week she emails me and says, hey, Olay is releasing some new products, can I get your address, I want to send you this. And then so yeah, that's why the other day I was eating a chocolate box that I broke and the Olay products were inside of it. Literally like just little stuff. When you build those relationships with people, then like opportunities come out the woodwork. So it's very important to embrace networking. All right. So moving right along to examples of personal branding. So if you are familiar with my Instagram page, if you follow me, my personal brand, I feel like it's very bold, colorful, super relaxed. I try and stick to the same font. I keep it fun and spontaneous. You kind of never know what I'm gonna post. It may be a selfie, it may be my nails because I love getting my nails done. And I may do a vlog or, I may be talking about my favorite products. I try and keep it pretty funky. That's just me. I think I'm a spontaneous person anyways. So that's what I want my brand to read when people get on my social channels. But my website is a little different. It's still bright and bold, but my font and my colors is just black and white. And then everything else, like as far as my images, that's the pop of color that you get. So I try and keep it in that that type of look or feel. um I don't use presets. I know a lot of people use presets, and those are cool. I think it helps you keep a uniform look. But because it just, for me, my images are always different, and you just never know how the lighting will be and all that jazz. So I just do my own thing. But presets are definitely a good idea when you find something that actually works for your brand. So yeah. Okay, so here are some more examples. Monroe Steele, excuse me, I've been following her for a while. She's a fashion blogger. You can tell she has a clear and defined personal brand. Her images aren't super bright, but you can tell she has a solid theme. Even her poses are uniform. Like, just looking at everything, it's just, she has a theme. And I mean, I actually like how her this is the thing, because mine is so spontaneous. I really love seeing other people who have like a straight up defined, like her poses are the same. Her images, like she has pops of color, but it's not too like too much and in your face. But I like that, but it doesn't work for me. So I feel like you have to look at other people's stuff and you're like, okay, I kind of like the color theme. That's nice. But the uniform poses aren't for me. You need to look at other people's stuff and be like, all right, figuring out what works and what doesn't work for you. Um, so yes, on to the next example. Kayla Walker. Um, Love her personal branding. Obviously, it's super bright. She has tons of images about, like with things with where she's at, when she's traveling, bags. She also does nail posts as well. But it's colorful, it's polished. You can tell she has a clear theme. And when. So she actually has veered away from just focusing on one color every couple weeks. But when I took this screenshot, she was still doing colors every couple weeks. So she'll focus on pink for however long she wants to, and then she'll switch to another color. She'll post an image and she'll be like, hey, guess what color I'm going to focus on my feed. And then people will just guess like, oh, orange, green, or whatever. The next thing you know, her feed changes. Like all of her images, she focuses it, everything is in sync, from the clothes, the aesthetic, the accessories, the background. She brings out colors. You see tons of pink, like literally. I thought it was pretty cool, especially when she was doing it, but I guess she probably kind of got tired of doing it. She probably hit all the colors, honestly. And so now her feed is still colorful, but she uses every color. So that's cool too. So there are really a lot of nice or really good creators out of there that you can, outside of those examples that I showed, but that are out there that you can really gain some inspiration from. Pinterest is really good as well if you want to kind of get an idea of themes and things like that. Um, but I wanted to move into tools for content creation, because I think that's the biggest part, like having the tools to do these things, because you don't have to spend money all the time. All right. So these apps that I'm mentioning are apps that I use faithfully, like faithfully every single day. So Fiverr is a website marketplace that you can hire freelancers to do just about anything for as low as $5. That's key, $5. So you can hire them for different tasks and services. I've used them for just about anything, like anything from resume writing up to like installing WordPress themes for me. Because it's tough, because sometimes I want to actually do stuff for myself or learn how to make this landing page. But if it takes me 3 weeks, I've wasted 3 weeks when I could have just paid somebody $30 to do it and it would have been done. And I could have released whatever I wanted to release. You know what I'm saying? So I think Fiverr is a really, really good tool to use. And like I said, for as low as $5. And I encourage you to read the reviews, because not everybody's good. I've had a horrible logo done on Fiverr, I'll be totally honest, but there are different sellers. There are people from all around the world who are using this as a freelancer. And then there's some really good people that move really fast. So use it. Please use it. You can get media kits done. Again, you can get logos, whatever. So just fire off in the search box. I'm telling you, they'll do just about anything. They'll probably sew your head back onto your neck if it wasn't attached for $5. So Canva, obviously, I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with Canva. Canva has been around and folks use it a lot. This presentation was created with Canva, and I'm not mad at it because it really made this super smooth. And so it's a free graphic design app. It allows you to create logos, resumes, media kits. I've done just about everything on Canva. And then it helps me. Actually use Canva a lot for like my Instagram story templates. So if I want to post a video that I've snatched from somebody's page, I'll usually go ahead and drop it in Canva with a white background, and then I'll post it to Instagram. So you can play around with it. There's a lot of capabilities with Canva, and because it's free, like you need to use it. Anything that's free is for me. So Snapseed is a photo editing app. I use that for all of my editing. I know there's like, what is that other app? I can't remember the other app that a lot of people use. Visco. People use Visco. I don't really use it that much. For some reason, I feel like it wasn't for me, but people do use it. Snapseed is my favorite because you can literally remove a cigarette butt or a person out of a picture. So say somebody photobombs you and you got somebody taking a picture of you and somebody's in it and you're like, man, that was the best image. You can literally erase that person out of the picture. Enough said. Yeah, you should use the app because you can also, they have presets or filters on there as well. Not like no crazy filters, but if you want your pictures to look a certain way and you want to be uniform, you can use this app. You can change the depth of the picture. It takes a lot of playing around with, but I've learned to use it. And it's, like I said, it's one of my favorite apps. I live by it. Download it. It's free. Unfold. Unfold is an Instagram story template app. So I know somebody was asking. Oh, let me get back up in here. Let me see what y'all was saying. Oh, you got your logo on Fiverr. Visco. Thank you. Thanks, Ashley. Oh yeah, ebooks, all of that jazz. Okay. So Unfold is a really good Instagram story template app. Because they pretty often they update with new templates. So that's cool. And you have to pay for them, but they're like $1.99, so you can get all of the different templates. And some people don't want to pay, so at that point, you are using templates that you may not see again on Instagram because you paid the $2 to get the new templates. But there's so much variety on the Unfold app that I just like how you can get so many different styles on the app. It's free, but again, like I said, when they come out with new ones, new templates, you could just pay the $2 or whatever. Storylux is another Instagram story template app. I use that one as well, but I use Unfold a lot. I use it a lot, but Storylux is really good too, just to give you some more variety when it comes to template apps, because again, everybody's trying to figure it out. So there are some apps that I didn't mention on the presentation, but I did want to you guys about them. Bazart, Bazaart. So I use it for content. I use it for YouTube channel art and graphics. So literally, if you're in the YouTube world, or even just in general, if you're creating content and you say you take a picture right here, okay, you don't want the background of your apartment. You want it to be denim. The Bazaar app will erase everything around you and you can choose the different backgrounds, from grass to being in San Francisco to being on some sheets. You literally can do just about anything. So I use that app for that. And it's really good. Do you have to pay for it? It's a free app, but for some capabilities you do have to pay. I think the most it is like $9.99 a month, but it's worth it if you have a YouTube channel or you're constantly creating content. I don't say get it if you aren't at that place yet where you're making or creating content on a daily basis. InShot, INSHOT. That is an app that I use faithfully. Like honestly, literally when I'll use my iPhone obviously to, if I see a video that I like on somebody's page, I'll use my phone to record it, screen record it. Then I'll go to InShot, I'll edit it so I can remove all the bars, remove it to where you didn't even see it came from whoever's page, so I can make it more uniform to my brand. So like I said, you can grab that video, you can edit it in InShot, shorten it up, whatever you need to do, and then you could throw it into your Canva template, save it, upload it onto Instagram stories. So I use that for a lot. Like the random funny videos that I do post, I use it for that. I use InShot for my Instagram TV videos when I do my vertical videos, because you can remove the border and make sure that you don't have that like blurry border, anything else. And so for InShot, I'll use Adobe Rush. So all of my videos that you see on my page, use InShot first, and then I'll move it over to Adobe Rush. So because sometimes it's easier for me to upload my videos from Adobe Rush to YouTube or whatever, or if I want to do extra edits, Adobe Rush is cool. So on Adobe Rush, it's free. You get 3 uploads for free. And then if you want to continue using the app, it's $9.99 a month. I pay the fee because I'm always creating some type of video content. So any videos that I create, YouTube, Instagram TV, or just anything for my feed, I use those 2 apps. So InShot, Adobe Premiere Rush, and then Bazaar for like YouTube channel art and graphics. Whew, that was a mouthful. So moving right along, 4.co. So I don't know if you guys are familiar with 4, but it's a huge resource and it's free. So when it comes to analyzing and understanding your audience, you need 4. So it's basically a membership network that connects brands with influencers and aims to bring transparency into the world of influencer marketing. So now outside of it being for content creators, it's good for brands as well. Like honestly, the information that they provide for you is very, very valuable. Like outside of your Instagram insights, it gets deeper into the demographics of your audience. So let's see. So these are screenshots from my 4 account. So my audience age is between 25 and 29. So the second tier, or the second most popular audience age for me, is 21 and 24. So I know that when it comes to my audience, that's who I'm targeting. Like that when I'm selling anything or if I'm creating content, that's who my content is being pushed out to. Those are my top folks. The ethnicity of my audience, we can 91% African American, 6.25 Caucasian, and then 2.2% other. So I know who my audience is. Like it literally breaks it down a lot so you understand who you're talking to. Even down to obviously the gender. You get that on Instagram Insights as well. My audience gender has always been female. Makes sense. I'm a female. But as far as this whole part of being like no kids and a parent, like I think that's super, super cool, especially if you're creating products. Like, like, oh wow, I have a lot of moms following me, maybe I should create something that is geared toward the moms. Or I have a lot of, it just really helps you kind of determine what type of content that you're going to be creating, what type of products you want to sell or create, or services that you want to put out, because you kind of know who your audience is, you know um so yeah. Oh, in addition to four, um, I have had two opportunities to work with brands, and that's strictly off of like when it comes to being an influencer, it's a lot about like pitching to brands and saying, "Hey, I want to work with you" or whatever. But actually, with being with Ford, they've reached out to me twice. I've had an opportunity to work with Swab and one opportunity to work with Dove recently, and just from being registered with the website. So, and being active on social media, that's definitely important as well. So it and you can get verified as far as your reach. They'll verify your reach, saying like you have a verified audience, like you don't have any fraudulent things going on, you didn't buy followers, you didn't buy all this other stuff. Like your reach is valid, and we'll show that to brands when they're coming to us to like, do campaigns and things like that. So it's a super like important resource to have, especially now, because you need to know who you're talking to. So outside of that, personal branding can open up tons of doors for you. Working with brands, helping you create a solid customer base that trusts you, opportunity to help others with your product, services, or knowledge in your niche. Um, that's why personal branding is important. You need to create that personal brand, be consistent, post often, collaborate with others, share your information if you do have the knowledge about certain things. It's invaluable. You should definitely do that. Um, and after and while you have created your personal brand, your focus should be building an engaged audience. So having an engaged audience is super important to me. And if you follow me and have been following me, you know that when it comes to me posting anything, I will respond to just about every comment that gets on my page. Now, unless it's like a creepy man or something in my comments, I may not respond to him. But like for the most part, if I just don't like it, I'm responding to you with a comment. And I think that kind of helps me build an engaged audience. They're like, oh, I can comment on Derria stuff and she gonna respond to me, because it sucks to be, even just as a content creator in general, I can go on somebody's page and I say something and they don't respond. They don't even like the comment. I'm like, well, what's the purpose of this app? The app is literally to communicate with people. That's what I'm on it for. So building an engaged audience is so important. And they value that, because I feel like I get a lot of messages like, thank you so much for responding. Even if I couldn't give them an answer about something, I still say like, hey, I don't really know, but, or hey, here's the link to this. And I like, thank you so much for responding. I asked somebody else and they didn't even respond. I'm like, come on, y'all. Like, don't be that person. And so in addition to that, remaining consistent and stay on top of new information and knowledge. I am subscribed to so many newsletters, and it can be overwhelming sometimes, but I feel like I'm on top of what is going on. I know when the algorithm so-called has been changed or stuff like that. Like I'm subscribed to people's YouTube pages, and I know when like there should be new strategies that I should have when it comes to content creation and how I'm putting out my stuff. Like it's super important to be open to learn stuff. Now, if you don't have that capacity, I totally get it, because it's a lot when, number one, I work full time. And so I'm doing that 8 hours and I got to come home and I got to read an article, or I have to watch this 30-minute video to learn about something. But if it's something that you want to be your full time, or it's something that you're committed to, then you'll do it. And you just have to, guys. So in the spirit of me talking about learning, um, Skillshare. So I was introduced to Skillshare probably about it's been about maybe 3 weeks now. So it's an online community with thousands of classes that go from design to business to tech. It's a lot of different information. So people who know about certain topics or industries or fields or niches, they literally record videos with information on how to do different things. And anyone can teach, anyone can be a member and watch the actual videos. And I, it's such a huge resource that I'm so sad that I'm just now learning about it. But I wanted to share it with you guys because I think it'll help aid in like those questions that you may have that you don't know about certain things, and it'll help you push forward. And it again, it's for beginners, it's for people who are already, you know, really knowledgeable in fields, because you can learn every single day, like honestly. um so yeah, I'll provide you guys with I'll provide you guys with a link in my promo code, so you can get, I think it's 2 months free of Skillshare. So if I could provide you anything, if I ain't dropped too many gems on you, I'm hoping that you'll utilize these 2 months free with Skillshare. I'm saying, like, literally, if you got to listen to it while you at work, just let it play in your ears. I say do it. Learn every single day. It's super important. So yeah, that's it. Question and answer time. Okay. How do you pitch to brands as a content creator? Whew. So I really started pitching within the last year and a half. I really, what I did was I made a list of brands that I use on a daily basis, like stuff that I actually use. Because what's going to happen if content creation and being an influencer or a blogger is your thing, then people will notice and then they'll start to reach out to you. So it'll be like, oh, I got this sugar scrub, girl. I would love to send it to you for you to do a review, which is fine because maybe you like sugar scrubs and you could use a new one and you want to do a review on it. But like I said, I made a list of products or brands that I actually use on a daily basis. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to reach out to these brands, and finding the contact for these people can get tough and it can be overwhelming. But that's when that whole collaboration things comes into play, because what if your friend from your tribe actually has the contact for Dove? That would have saved you the work. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, but yeah, I made a list of all the brands that I use, and then I go to LinkedIn, I go to Facebook, you can go to Instagram, and you can literally either message the people on Instagram, and like whoever is running the account, sometimes they're open to giving you stuff, or you could go to their website and find their email. Um, but I definitely have some templates that I purchased from other bloggers a long time ago, and I kind of made it to fit me and how I talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as like what I say in an email to the brand once I actually get the contact, and I tell them, I tell them about my blog, and I tell them about my audience and how I think, I would love to work with them if there's an opportunity to collab, or if you would love to gift me things when new products come out. I feel like if it's a brand that I actually use, then I am open to getting random super goop uh, stuff because I already pay for it. You know what I'm saying? So, but in general, I would love to get paid for my stuff now, especially because I feel like I've been working a long time, and content creation is not an easy thing, especially when you gotta get a photographer for some stuff. But yeah, I hope that answers your question. How do you pitch to brands as a content creator? You just find the content. I mean, make a list of the brands that you use. I think that's a good start. Make a list of the brands that you use. Try and find the contact for the person who handles influencer marketing. or influencer relationships. Reach out to them. And maybe what I'll do is I'll send Tasha, because I think what we're gonna do is send you guys the presentation. Maybe I'll send like a template of what I usually say in an email. Maybe that'll help. Ooh, see this, this, yeah. Okay, what are your thoughts on using hashtags? Hashtags are super important. I have been testing out a lot with hashtags over the last few weeks, because if social media is your thing right now and you've been feeling it, that number one, your reach has gone down, or your impressions, you feel like people aren't seeing your stuff, it's real out here. And so the hashtags definitely help. Okay, so I'm about to drop 2 gems on y'all. Now, I wasn't gonna get this information, but woo-wee. And this wasn't a part of the presentation. Hold on. Let me figure out what the website is. So I found these 2 websites while watching some YouTube videos with some people who are like deep into this stuff, like that's what you do. Flick, Flick. Second, let me make sure. Flick, and the website is okay, so they released an app today. They just emailed me and said that I would have early access. But Flick Tech, so Flick, Flick .tech, TEC, is a Instagram hashtag platform. I have been testing it out. Honestly, hashtags are it's something you kind of have to test out. You don't want to be using the same hashtags all the time back to back. I have sets of hashtags in my notes that I kind of maneuver, but I still go onto this website or app to check and make sure that stuff is not shadow banned. So that's another thing. You have to understand that some of these hashtags that you may have been using for months and almost a year, homegirl, they might have your butt shadow banned, and that's why ain't nobody seeing your stuff. So there are literally hashtags that Instagram has shadow banned, which means that your post will not be seen. So when you go on Flick Tech, I think they have like a free trial or something, but I think it's $15 a month. I'm paying it because I use this thing faithfully every day when I post stuff. But what it does is that you can search specific hashtags that you planned on using for your posts. So you'll put in, say it's melanin beauty. You'll type melanin beauty into the search box, and below it, it'll show related hashtags and their ranking. Now, I think it might be easier for me to just try and do this and then tell you really quick. And I'll give Tasha a link to the YouTube video that kind of may get more in depth in the melanin. Okay. May get more in depth in the definition of how. So anyways, I typed in melanin into the search box, and then it shows me naturally she's dope, natural chick, rap queen. Now it's giving me 3, I don't know if you guys can see this, you probably can't. Okay, so it's giving me 3 different sets of information. The first set of information tells me how many average likes posts get when they use this hashtag. So if it says 6.0K, that means most posts that use this hashtag get an average of 6,000 likes. The next set of information shows you how many comments. It says 73.1 comments. The next set of information tells you how many people use this actual hashtag. Now, anything over 100, if it gets to like 1.8 million, you don't need to use that hashtag because your post will not be seen with you using that hashtag. So it's important to stay in the hundreds of thousands and below when it comes to how many people actually use that hashtag for their photos. So I know it's kind of loaded, but it's been very, very helpful for me, and I try to put my friends on too, with using this. Or it's a good resource. Try it. At least try it. See if it works for you. I literally will search every single hashtag that I think I want to use for whatever post. Um, and it has been, it's been really good. Especially like for example, my most recent nail post, I searched all the nail hashtag stuff, and it gives you examples of which ones may be better than the hashtag that you actually posted in the hashtag box. And my post did really well. And I'm talking about like 10,000 people just from hashtags. And maybe you didn't get 10,000 likes, but when I tell you the numbers part is something that you'll have to kind of get over at this point. Um, Likes are cool, yes, but we know that they're testing this whole no likes, and there's some other places that they're testing it. But to me, if my post was seen 5,000 times, like that's my impressions that I had for that post, that's more important to me than how many likes I got, because that means that's how many eyes saw it, or somebody kept coming back. And then like the saves feature, that's important too. So you need to focus on that, creating content that people will save, because that's going to be another metric that these brands are asking. So what were your saves? What were your impressions? How many people click your link, or you want to go look at your profile? So focus on those things. I wouldn't focus so much on the likes part. Of course, it's important. I like likes. They're cool. That's it, like I want people to see my stuff and I want them to like it. But it's this algorithm changes so often that it's kind of tough, and we just have to kind of test things out, and figure out what works. Great presentation. Thank you. Thank you so much. Do you record most of your videos? Yes, I do. I do not have a camera. Big thing. I want people to stop worrying about buying a $600 camera. If you got the means to do it, go ahead, great. But I'm telling you, half of these phones can do a lot, and people don't even notice. Yeah, I do it right on my iPhone. What is this? iPhone 11, and before that was the iPhone 10. Got me a couple tripods up in here. Got some lighting, all off Amazon for the love. I struggle with. Hold on. I struggle with my followers actually seeing my content. I even use when to post app, and I'm not reaching everyone. So it's everybody is feeling that. I'll just be honest. Everybody's feeling it. I have multiple friends in blogging and content creating, and everybody's like, man, I don't, this is really pissing me off. I work hard to take pictures and create this stuff, and nobody's seeing it. You have to literally test things out to see what works. What the goal of Instagram is for you to pay for their ads. They want you to pay for ads. I refuse because I don't want to spend no more money. I'm already spending money on these apps to create stuff. Ads do work for some people when you get down and dirty on who your audience is and where you want your stuff to show up at. But in the beginning, I don't really recommend paying for ads until you really figure out what your goal is for your audience and things like that. So definitely mess with that Flick app. Mess with that, and then even with collabing, or even asking your other friends or whatever to repost your stuff, like, and when you work with other people, they'll repost it, you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things that you have to test out, and then sharing it on Twitter, sharing it on your Facebook, sharing it in multiple areas, not just sharing it on Instagram and thinking people are going to see it. Like, even if you don't think people are going to see it on your Twitter account, like I think I have just 400 followers on Twitter, and I've been on that since they started that crap, but I still share it there because you never know who's just scrolling and will tap on it, you know what I'm saying? So share it as many places that you can.
I think it goes back to just using all the tips that you shared at the beginning, the first slide, because I compare, because I manage both social media sites, like my personal and Black Girls in Media. And I've noticed that Black Girls in Media followers grow every single day, but that's because we post maybe 3 times a day. And then as opposed to my personal account, I don't really post that much anymore. I might post once every 2 weeks or something. So, and I never my likes are okay on my personal, but my followers, I don't get any followers anymore on my personal. I've been at like 6K like for years. But then Black Girls in Media like goes up thousands every week. So I'm just like, okay, it's really what you said, like consistency.
Right. People pay attention to that. And then when you get missing, folks literally are like, I had somebody one time I went missing for like a week. I didn't post because I think something was going on with Instagram and I was just over it. Like I literally have had to talk myself out of like being depressed over Instagram. Like it's serious, y'all. This is serious. But I'm like, this is an app. I'm using it for this and I'm going to post for the people who do see it. And you just got to keep it pushing, honestly. But like, people will notice and they're like, well, damn, she ain't posting. So I guess ain't nothing to really check for, you know? So it's super important to be consistent and post consistently. Have some type of schedule. I try and post at least once a day, every single day. I know it sounds like a lot, but that's where I'm at. And as far as like with my blog posts and my Instagram TV or YouTube, right now the schedule that I've been working on behind the scenes is Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays is some type of video content. So I may do a YouTube video depending on the type of content it is, or I may do Instagram TV because that's easy, quick. I could do it on my phone and I'm like, all right, cool, upload it, done. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays is my blog post. So anything that I have on my blog, that's when it'll go up and things like that. So trying to create some type of schedule so that people know, okay, Taylor is going to post on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I can't wait to see what blog posts. So they're waiting for you. So you need to figure out what works for you first. Then you announce it to your audience and say, hey, y'all, Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'm having, I'll be posting blog posts. And then on Wednesdays and Fridays, just make sure to keep an eye out for my new YouTube video. And then you'll create that, that excitement. So they're like, okay, I can't wait till she posts like her next thing. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let's see. Let's get to these questions because what time is it? Okay, we're doing good. Should YouTubers post their videos on Instagram TV as well? So you can. I see a lot of YouTubers, though, because now that you can do vertical and horizontal videos on Instagram TV, which was a really good update that they did. You could do like a preview on your Instagram TV. So say you want them to go back to your YouTube channel to watch the whole thing. Why not cut your video up, throw it on Instagram TV, maybe do 2 minutes, depending on how long the actual video is. Throw it on Instagram TV, and then in the description, because those are clickable links, actually go onto the actual the actual Instagram TV channel. They can click, it'll go to your YouTube channel, that actual YouTube video. So I that makes sense to me. I would do it. I don't do it, but I would do it. Especially like I said, you can do vertical and horizontal videos. Okay, how do you go about getting more followers? I think it literally goes back to what Tasha brought up. I like yes, but honestly, I've seen a lot of growth over the last couple days, just from hashtags. And another tactic that you should do as far as looking for or trying to get more followers is go on people's people that are in your niche. So maybe it's another sneaker blogger or another sneaker, connoisseur, and you go to her page and you see who is in her comments and all, like literally go to a post, see who is really like engaging with her, literally leaves a comment. You can go to multiple posts, go to those people's pages, follow them if you like, and engage with their stuff. Like if you actually like it, honestly. But that's something that I've been doing recently. I'll go to somebody else's, another blogger's page, and I'll see who's commenting on her stuff. I'll be like, oh, okay, this person kind of does a lot of like commenting on her stuff. Cool. I'll go to her page. I'll see what she does. And then I'll follow that person, go through, see if there's stuff that I actually like. I'll comment. And now at that point, you're getting people to come to your page, because if you see a new follower, for most part, if it's not like somebody who's like into this whole still social media thing, or as far as like being a content creator, they instantly like, well, who's D Lolo? Why is she following me? Who's this? And then they're like, oh shoot, I kind of like her stuff. Follow, boom. So it's something that you kind of have to. It's work. It's a job. I haven't done it in since last week, but it's something that you kind of have to do on a daily basis. I feel like that definitely helps. Hashtags helps. Features help. So if I'm, yeah, and you get features too. So you just have to play around with stuff. Honestly, there's so many different like strategies out there that kind of help with it, but those are the top two: hashtags, and then doing that whole looking at other people's comments and finding people who actually like are engaging, because that's the important part. You don't just want a follower. Who gives a crap about them if they not going to engage with your stuff? They just liking it. Like I'm over that. I'm so over that part. I'm like, I want somebody who's like, oh girl, I like that blog post. It really helped me get my closet together. You know, like that's what I want. I want us to talk. Let's talk about this. How do you advertise, promote yourself during the very beginning stages of your blog? What's so sad about a lot of the stuff that I did, even with my other blog, Frugal Shopaholics, there were so many other platforms that were around that you could like push your stuff to people that on social media. I feel like social media it's to the point now that you have to focus only on social media. There was this one platform, I can't remember what it's called, it's gone now, but I could literally push my post onto a whole like platform's website, and it went to all these different people who were subscribed to that website, and it's gone. It's actually a good idea for somebody to bring that back, honestly, but just pushing it like on your Facebook, because you know your parents and your grandma and your auntie on there, and they're gonna share it. They're gonna share it. They'll share anything you do. No matter if you in a tutu and some dang on, it doesn't matter. They like that's my baby. I'm gonna share it. So sharing it just about anywhere is super important. Yeah, that's pretty much all we kind of did. And then maybe depending on whatever content that you're creating, it's important to like, maybe you want to do features on people. So that was another big thing for Frugal Shopaholics. We started featuring people every single month, a Frugal Shopaholic of the month. So we were like going and looking for people who we thought were Frugal Shopaholics. We asked them a few questions, we posted it, then they in turn would post it, and then we got followers from that. So it just kind of, you just have to kind of figure out what works for your brand. Yeah, I think that you just have to see what works for you. If one of your followers wanted to do a collab with you, what's the best way to go about that? The best way is probably email for me. And I think I'm gonna go ahead and go to that next screen. Hold on. So yeah, my website is whatwouldderiawear.com. I have tons of blog posts and even more apps than what I said in this video. The ones that I told you are the ones that I use consistently, but there are other ones. So you can go on my website. I have a lot of resources on there. You can email me if you want to collab or whatever you have questions.
Sorry to interrupt. There are a few more questions in the Q&A section.
Oh, where is that? Okay.
At the bottom. Do you see Q&A at the bottom of the screen?
And I'm trying to click it, but it's not.
Okay, I can answer it for you. Say it for you.
Okay.
So A. Lee asked, what are some of your methods that you use to engage your followers? Are you into the question asking method?
The methods that I use, I think if anything, for my post, I try and have like my static post on my actual feed. I like to have a call to action. So I may post a picture and I'm like, oh man, just got back from Dubai and I love to travel. Where's the next place you're going? Mm-hmm. People, you need to have a call to action. That's how you get more engagement with your audience. Like asking them questions so that it forces them, if they really rock with you, it forces them to be like, oh man, I do kind of want to go to I do want to go to Atlanta for this or whatever. Like they will go into the comments and then they'll start talking to you because, you're asking them to do something. So always have a call to action on your post, if at all possible. So that's something that I do. As far as questions, I've done it like maybe like 2 or 3 times. It's cool. I feel like I get the same kind of questions. And I think it definitely helps some people's brands for sure. Like if you follow Mia Ray, she does questions almost every day. But it works because she's like literally talking to her audience and they love that. Like they love it. But for me, I've done it. It's cool, but it doesn't work for me. So I try and use the call to action. I'll try and do polls. Or if I have specific stuff that I kind of want to know, like I'll really say, instead of like leaving it open for y'all to ask me questions, then I'll just have it like, hey, what type of content do you want to see? And either it'll be a poll or I'll just let you tell me, oh, can your next Instagram TV be about 9 to 5 looks and da-da-da-da, like, so y'all can kind of help me out. So that's a good thing too. So you kind of know what your audience wants to see.
Okay, so Akia, I think Akia, wants to know, for someone creating content that focuses on a specific niche, i.e. tall fashion, I was about to say fall fashion, tall fashion, would you recommend sticking to that niche or branching out to include other audiences to grow?
So I went to Summit 21 recently, and one of the speakers told me that it would be important for me as far as my brand to niche down. So to really focus on certain, like a certain topic or a certain like set audience for certain services that I wanted to actually push or whatever. But I feel like that kind of makes you different. The
Yeah.
fact that you focus on that, I think you can still talk about all fashion. So yeah, open it up, make it broad, but still, like, if you're saying that that's something that I kind of deal with, I'm not able to find tall fashion, but I want to help my other tall sisters out, then yes, I feel like that's different. And I ain't never heard nothing like that, so why not? I think you should do it. Like, still have your focus, but still keep it open so people like me, I'm only 5'4", I can still come and read your content. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like mix it up, but let us know, define it, like say this is what I usually focus on, but I am still your one-stop shop for things fashion, blah blah. So I think it's important.
Yeah, like for example, I guess in a nutshell, it's the difference between having a niche as your brand, like you're the go-to person when it comes to tall fashion, but at the same time being able to diversify your content. Like
Mm-hmm.
you can diversify your content, but you can, brand yourself as this, so people know you as this, but also providing like different kind of content. So yeah, that's a good question. A Lee wants to know, do you think the largest asset to growing your following is posting consistently? Do you ever lose followers for posting too much? And I think we already touched on that for the most part, right?
So I do. And if you aren't already on, you should have a business account, right? Regardless of if you are a business, I wouldn't recommend getting a creator account, because there's 3 different accounts you can have on Instagram. You can have a creator, you can have a business, and you can have just a personal regular account. The creator account, I've heard that their posts aren't being seen. It's so weird. I don't know why that's the case, but stay away from the creator account, according to the videos that I've heard, that I've watched, and actual personally knowing people who said their stuff is not doing. So stay away from the creator account. But the business account, if you aren't already, you need to switch, because there's analytics on the business account that kind of tells you, like, literally, I lose followers every single day. Like, go ahead, I'm good. I think that I want the people there to follow me and like really like my content. Those folks will stay around, and it's cool. You'll lose people, name people every single day, but it literally, your insights will tell you how many people left, how many people came. Like overall, within the last 7 days, it says 126 people unfollowed me and 195 followed me. So there's 69 people. So it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, and you can't really. I wouldn't say focus too much on those numbers because it's gonna fluctuate a lot. But I think people do unfollow me when I post too much, but I don't care. Like, because there's people who literally sit and wait for me to post my next closet sale. Like, Derria, when you post this closet sale, I'm like, girl, I'm not home. But like, it's just important to do what works for you. And if you know that your audience, the majority of your audience likes this, and that's what they're waiting for, just do it. You can't be worried about the little few that don't like it. Let them go.
Yes. So Nisha wants to know, if one of your followers wanted to do a collab with you, what's the best way to go about it?
You can email me, hello@whatderriawear.com.
Oh yeah. And then there's a slide that has your contact
Yeah.
to share. Okay. And then how do you manage posting while traveling? Also, how soon after your trip do you post, like my time and so type of videos or pictures? Take me back pictures.
Oh, the throwback. Look, there's no rhyme or reason to, as far as that goes, like throwback pictures. Honestly, it's kind of like whatever you think works for your feed. Honestly, so if I do travel, I kind of have in mind what I want to do ahead of time. So like my last trip to Charlotte, I had already knew in my mind that I was going to be doing a collab with Mazda. So, I had to pick up the car. I knew that I needed to get some, like some videos and stuff. So I had my mom filming me open the trunk, like just random stuff. And I also took my tripod with me. I packed that. But I knew in my head what I was going to be doing with friends, with family. So I was like, I want to capture this stuff so people know, like, I'm definitely a family and friends type of person. I love my family. I love my friends. And so this is how it is when I come back to NC. Like, this is what I'm doing. And then like, if it's like an international trip, I'm planning outfits. We already know what's about to happen. And then I'll post stuff while I'm out of the country or out of town, but I try and save some stuff for when I get back, because what if I want to write a blog post about it and then I need those images that you ain't seen yet? So that's, and then if it's a out of the country type of thing and you do blog, I say to try and keep it within the like 2 week span, like, because sometimes editing and all that stuff is like super overwhelming. And then depending on what your workload is, it can be a lot. But I say do it at least within 2 weeks, because people will have forgotten that you went to like Greece. Like, how do you got to keep them like engaged? Like, oh shoot, she just got back from Greece. I can't wait to see like what she did, because maybe you didn't show everything on your Insta stories. And then as far as throwbacks, girl, do your thing. Do your thing. Post it whenever. I feel like sometimes it may be a Thursday or whatever day, and I'm like, I don't have nothing to post. Like, I done ran out of stuff that, I ran out of like backed up content that I had, and I'd be like, take me back. Take me back to Miami. Whatever. Post it.
Yes. Oh yeah, and the Mazda thing, did you get that through Four, or did you get that from
Yeah.
Mazda?
No, so it is this brand. I can't think of the name off the top of my head. I'm drawing a blank. That I reached out to like maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and they basically, you reach out to them and you tell them like your plans and that you want to be loaned a car, and then they let you know if they can accommodate it, and then you get the car and you know what the brand's going to be and everything. And so yeah, it's really random. Like, I've gotten a lot of just random things, especially off of like, and it goes back to that collaboration thing, because a lot of stuff is through friends that I actually know who are in this industry, and they're super helpful. Like, you gotta build that tribe. You have to.
Yes, definitely. I saw that. I was like, oh my gosh, that's cool. So how important? Ailey wants to know. Did we talk about this? How important captions are? I think we.
So we didn't talk about captions, but outside of but definitely want to have a call to action to asking people to do something, to get in your comments and say something or talk to you about something. That's important. But in addition to that, you want the caption to be a little longer, not no BS, just to keep them reading. Because sometimes people, I feel like people go crazy on a caption and they ain't said nothing. It's just a whole bunch of fluff. This is not college. We do not care if it's like literally you're providing us knowledge about something, or you're telling us something about what's going on in the picture or whatever, or I feel like it's more valuable to me when a caption is longer, when somebody's giving me some information. I don't know if you guys follow Brittany. Is it Brittany Hennessy? She's super duper, and what, I forgot what book she wrote, but I haven't read it yet, but I follow her, and her captions are usually pretty long, but she's always dropping gems, and I'm like, yes, sis. So yeah, like I feel like your captions should be, try and get them longer, only if it makes sense. Have a call to action. I've been playing around with this whole having my maybe even putting a few hashtags in the caption, but then also putting some in your comments. But yeah, I think the biggest thing is keeping folks on your content. If your caption's long and you actually giving them something, then they're more prone to stay on that. Then they're like, oh, what else does she got going on? Because now they can scroll some more and see what else you're talking about if this is their first time on your page. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And then Tamisha wants to know, when will this webinar be? When will this webinar be available for replay? So I will send out the recap and replay email within 24 hours to you guys, using the same email you signed up with. So that would be that. And Derria has graciously said she will be including her presentation in it as well. So yes, please thank her for that. And then yeah, so I did you talk about your Skillshare link down there?
Okay, so you get 2 months free with this Skillshare link. So you have to use the coupon code. So I'll also send this I'll send you an email, Tasha, so you can include that with the presentation. But yeah, all you have to do is use the link, use the coupon code, and then you'll have Skillshare.
Okay, cool. And just for a second, oh yeah, and the example of the email pitch, we will give that over to you all these gems for free. You know, it's because we're such nice people, but
Right, that wasn't included. No, I'm kidding. I'm open to sharing. I love to share. Y'all know I love to share now. Okay.
yeah, definitely. You know, if you have free game, why not give it out? So, the game doesn't always have to be sold. So that's that. And if you guys didn't know, my name's Tasha. Like I said, help me, y'all. I've been struggling with my personal Instagram. So, Tash J Mack. Shameless plug. TASHJMACKK. Tash J Mack. And then also, I'll just share a little about Black Girls in Media, the platform that you all found us through. If you're not already aware of Black Girls in Media, we are a networking organization focusing on Black women in the media industry being like radio, TV, film, blogging, poets, just anything where you're creating content, we welcome. So we have a website, which is actually being revamped. In general, we're being revamped for the new year. So I just like to introduce you all to stay connected for the updates, so that when the new year comes, you can join us. We provide mentorship. So we connect you to mentors as amazing as Derria, and to really help form those relationships and help you advance in your professional career. We do events. We have some really cool events planned for the new year as well. We've had brunches in the past that have been really good. We have a group chat, which we all talk, share job opportunities. We share links or projects and really support each other. And yeah, also exclusive social media groups. We have merch and all of that good stuff. So these are just screenshots of like stuff that goes down in our group chat. That's one of our like tote bags, and it's like, hey, I got a plug on the official BET after parties. You know, just testimonies of people really benefiting from being a part of this community. These are some pictures from some of our events in the past. And yeah, so these are Black Girls in Media social handles. So make sure you're following us. We are doing free webinars like this about every 2 weeks. We're doing them bi-weekly. So our next webinar is going to be a legal webinar, how to, like, now that you have this social media content in this brand that you're going to start, if you haven't already today, after all these tips, you need to figure out how to properly legalize your name and your businesses, because 2020, we can't be going out illegal, y'all. We got to really like establish these brands and get serious about it. So next webinar will be with an actual lawyer, and she will be going through that for you all. So make sure you're following us, staying updated, and joining us. This is my information. I go, you know, I prefer email. Y'all don't have to text me. Because sometimes
they gonna text you, boo.
Sometimes I'm bad at texting you. But yeah, so here's my email. Feel free to email me, tag me and Derria. Let me know how much you learned tonight. Let me know your favorite part, or let us know.
There's actually two other questions. Can I answer them really quick?
Oh yeah, of course. Let me the other question.
Everybody's at their handles, but I saw two. Yeah. Hey, so my current handle and web domain match the current spelling of my name. I'm planning on changing the spelling of my name to how to handle that in regard to my social media handle and domain. Ooh, that one's a little tough. So if you're planning on changing it over, just do it. Honestly, I mean, you can go ahead and you need to really go to GoDaddy or whoever you get your domain names from and make sure that it's not taken, which I'm guessing if your name is pretty unique, then it shouldn't be taken. But go ahead and grab it and then start slowly making the changes as, you know, as time goes by, and just get it done. Because once you do it, then all of your branding needs to match that, you know? And I think your social media handle can be changed like that. So just go ahead and change it. How much content do you have in your capsule? Do you choose a day and just shoot photos to have? Oh yeah. So every weekend for the most part, I get with my friend Courtney. She has a professional camera, but outside of that, I was taking nothing but iPhone photos. I was bugging my friend Lexi. I was like, hey sis, I'll feed you. Can you take my pics on my iPhone? Like, I don't care. But she was open to doing it. So if you have a friend who loves taking pictures, she want to get on the ground for you, she want to lay out and get you right. Get your mom. Like literally, I had to train my mom how, hey mom, so I want you to stand right here and I want you to just hit the button. Because you know they love doing the shutter. I don't need the shutter, mom. But you know, if you have people who are open to doing it, let them take it on your phone. If you need to get the image, don't, just because you don't have a photographer, keep you from creating content. It's way too many opportunities out here for you to be just worried about a photographer. But outside of that, now I'm doing pictures or taking pictures with my friend Courtney. She has a professional camera, and so I shoot her, she shoots me. We get like 3 to 4 looks depending on our how it goes and how hot because it's been real hot here. So once I get hot and sweaty, I'm over it. But I usually keep a good 2 to 3 weeks worth of content in my vault in my phone. And I'll have it edited already, and then I kind of determine like, okay, well, this kind of will go a blog post, or I could just throw that up on Instagram. So just having at least a week or two worth of like content or like images created is pretty helpful, especially when you kind of don't like, if you just need those filler posts. And then I honestly, you can use Canva and create some old random stuff and throw it up like like it's a lot of different like things that you can do to help you like fill in those spaces when you don't have stuff. But definitely post. I think that was it. Is that it? Oh, I had so much fun, y'all. Thank you so much. I hope this was helpful. I really do.
It was
I
good.
really
It was amazing. I was over here taking notes like, okay, what's that? Okay.
do. Look, these apps are serious, but I can't wait to send you guys. Said I was gonna send to Tasha so she can get it to y'all.
Yeah.
We all want to win out here. It's enough room for everybody. Ain't no need to compete with your sister or your brother. Like, let's get out here and take over this stuff. Take
exactly. We can all collab. So hit us
all collab. Let's collaborate together.
Yes, that's what we're all about. So yes, y'all, I see y'all putting y'all Instagrams, all follow each other. And I hope you guys have a great night. This is a good start to your week. It's Monday and you chose this first day of the week to learn. So that says a lot about you already. So yeah, let's kick this week off. Keep being amazing. We send motivational texts every morning too in Black Girls in Media. So I will send you today's in case you didn't get it, because sometimes you just need a little bit of motivation. So today's was, if you put limits on everything you do, it will spread into your work and into your life. There are no limits, only plateaus, and you must go beyond those. So,
I like that.
Y'all go ahead and get it. Okay, follow each other on Instagram. Um, I'm letting y'all follow everyone. Follow me, I'll follow you back. Thank you.
Oh boy, I did
it. Yes. Those words be at the right time. Yes. Don't you wake up in the morning? Well, I wake up to the text, even though I do them. I schedule the text, but
there you go.
I wake up like I didn't even do it. Like, oh yeah, I needed that. I'm like, oh yeah. Why not Kristen on Instagram? All right, y'all. I hope y'all got everyone. We are going to go. And thank you again, Derria. We really so much appreciate it. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. All right, y'all. Good night.
Good night.
Bye.